Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zach. Today I'm going to be talking about AVGR as an update to my last video. This one here I'm going to go through technical analysis, news, and what I think about the stock. At the end as a rating. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe, and leave your notifications on. At any point of time, if you feel you're missing out on any of these technical indicators, you'll find a playlist in the description below to explain what each of these mean and what they are. So let's jump right into it. On the 1 month 1 day perspective, we get to see on the MACD here, it's gone quite negative for quite a bit, and it doesn't seem like it's actually needing any time soon. On the ADX, it looks like it's actually trading sideways, and Williams percent R is oversold. So meanwhile, the oversold part is being bullish, or a potential off a bullish run. The ADX is sideways, and momentum seems to be quite disrupted. Now on the moving averages here, the stock price is below the 200 SMA, 30 EMA is above the 10 SMA, and it's way below the 50 SMA. So all around, it is quite bearish. Now, the unbalanced volume has gone the lowest it has been almost ever that I've seen it, all the way back to almost 2 years back. So that means that the positions that currently happen today, that has been quite a massive of dumping. Of course, we all know this company declared bankruptcy today. Well, actually not. There's actually positive news that led this company to fall down quite a bit. See on the MACD here, and I'll go through it in a bit, but here on the MACD on the one day perspective, we get to see a massive negative reversal here that doesn't look like it's slowing down. An unbalanced volume that is quite terrible. We get to see a massive jump that did happen from the 41 cent almost to the 60 cent, and then ever since then, there's quite a massive dip happening, making it subsequently quite bearish. Moving on towards the moving average band, it's expected to trade between the 45 cents in the middle, 51 on the top, and 56 on the top, although I don't think that's going to be anytime soon as where it's looking at. On the Fibonacci retracements, I'm just going to do this even though I think there's no purpose for this at the current moment, but we get to see a 57 cents significant resistance on the Fibonacci retracements, and if we were to add one more, we get to see a 45 cents as well. Now, if we were to look at significant supports and resistances here, I'm zooming in, we get to see a significant support currently sitting at the 36 cents mark. Below that, we're looking at a 35 cent mark. Below that, we're looking at a 34 cents mark. Basically goes down a cent below. Even those are quite significant. Now, going on in terms of resistance, we see a 38 cent mark one, and then right above that, we're looking at a 40 cents mark, and then 41, and then above that we're looking at 42. So there is quite a room for this one to grow in terms of resistances, but let's try to look a little bit into news. So remains in institutional buyers are quite still dry. It did have an offering quite a bit long time ago on August 19th, and that did close already, and it was around 47 cents per share. The next thing we're going to be looking at is their amazing news that they were looking for, their FDA 510K approval, and that will happen on September 10th for their Tiger Eye product. Now they do still have other catalysts, but I'm going to refer to that in a little bit later on. The other thing happening here is on the 8th of September, there has been quite a bit of amount of shares being sold by insiders. We're looking at somewhere around almost 10,000 shares, although they still have around 150,000 shares altogether. So a very small position, but nonetheless, it looks like they did sell quite a bit. Now, another thing here to consider is why did it drop that kind of subsequently massive drop on a good news? The reason is buy the rumor, sell the news. So what is the expectation for this stock? And let's jump right into the charts in order to discuss this one further. And we get to see here the massive drop. Now that is quite significant, and so we need to determine, well, what is the next move? So for that, we get to see the MACD has gone still quite negative, and it looks like people are a little bit impatient on this one, and of course they don't want to hold in order to see what the next thing is. They were waiting for the 510K, they received it. Next catalyst is other 510Ks for other product, but that is quite a bit in the future, and if you watch my previous DD, you'll show other catalysts, but and traders are impatient in the stock market, and so this one here, I do still see it to drop furthermore. And we've seen this one in other companies, for instance, like EVFM and others, where good news, for instance, as well for the NAC one way back ago, Good news usually drops the stock if it's highly anticipated because it's already priced in. They got it. Now the next kind of catalyst on the horizon seems a little bit too far. So for this one here, I'll unfortunately, with a heavy heart, have to say consider selling, but it still has quite of a significance in the future and it has a lot of potential. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure you mention down in the comments below. Subscribe and like, and you have a wonderful day.